We're going to focus this segment on New Jersey, where yet another shoe has dropped. Two of the three mayors indicted for bribery and corruption, they have now resigned. At high noon today, appropriately, 32-year-old Peter Camerano, he quit after less than a month on the job. He even said on one wiretap here, even if I'm indicted, 90% of them will support him. Yeah, right. He is just one of 44 politicians and rabbis charged earlier this month in a federal money laundering sting. The new mayor, or now former mayor, is the former city council president, Dawn Zimmer, who was greeted with a standing ovation as she entered City Hall with her family. Now, the irony is Camerano narrowly beat Zimmer in a runoff just last month.
Feels good. It's exciting. I mean, I am sorry that we have been brought through this whole crisis, and this is obviously not the way I would have preferred, quite frankly, to win on June 9th, but it is exciting to be the first mayor, female mayor of Hoboken. I recognize the traumatic experience this has been for many Hoboken residents and city employees. I want everyone to know I am committed to open, honest, and accountable government.
Voters will also head to the polls on November 3rd to elect a governor, as you know, and the scandal not reflecting well on the sitting governor, Jon Corzine. Latest polls show Corzine now trailing Republican challenger and former U.S. Attorney Chris Christie by nearly 15 points. Both Corzine and Christie each trying to turn the corruption probe to their advantage.
Newark Mayor Sharp James earned a government salary, drove a Rolls. County Executive Jim Treffinger took thousands in illegal contributions. As U.S. Attorney, Chris Christie led the war on public corruption, brought corrupt public officials to justice.
When they demanded the truth, Chris Christie got up and left. Congress asked Christie to explain the multi-million-dollar no-bid contracts he gave to Bush administration political cronies. Christie gave one to the prosecutor who let his brother off in a stock fraud investigation.
And joining us now for more on this, Steve Adubato, political analyst and author of What Were They Thinking? Steve, you've seen a lot in New Jersey politics and heard even more behind the scenes. Have you ever seen anything like the corruption crisis here that's really gripping this state?
Richard, I thought I had seen just about everything. I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, and 4 of the 5 mayors when I was growing up wound up getting, charged, convicted, went to jail, and the whole bit, embarrassed the city, and for corruption. And I thought I'd seen it. I am a former state legislator. I saw some of my colleagues get busted and go away. But the idea that you'd have 30 elected officials, 44 people in total, some of them rabbis down at the Jersey Shore, get nailed for taking money in an envelope. How unoriginal, how much of a cliche in New Jersey, where like 30 years ago we had a U.S. Senator by the name of Harrison Williams who got caught in a scandal called the Ab Scam scandal, where in a hotel room in Atlantic City he took cash in an envelope. I mean, that's the oldest trick in the book. Former U.S. Attorney Chris Christie, running for governor, told me recently, Richard, that he gave a speech in Atlantic City before a group of elected officials, and he said to them, listen, somebody offers you money in an envelope. If it's not your mother, run fast and get out of there because it's probably us. He told them. Those guys were in the room. They took the money anyway, Richard. It's inexcusable, and they should resign now.
Well, I was going to get to that, but on a broader level, Steve, you know these guys, you know how it works. Is it the system that you might change the players, but it'll keep happening, or is it the culture that this thing is permitted, whether it be Trenton or municipality to municipality? What's the big problem when we keep having, if not of this scope, the same kind of problems happening time and time again?
There's a couple things here. And anyone who says, here's the one thing, I'm going to clean up Trenton, that's garbage. It doesn't work that way because there are a variety of factors. Here's my quick look at it. Number one, you got some people in elected life who need the cash. It's not a good thing to do, to go into politics if you're looking to make money. That's number one. The other bigger, more insidious thing is New Jersey has what is called, and I know many of your, hundreds of thousands of viewers in Jersey know this, it's called home rule. Sounds innocuous enough, Rich. Here's the problem. That means everyone has their own. 566 municipalities, 611 school districts, county government, sewer systems, sewer, commissions, water commissions, state bureaucracy. You've got hundreds of thousands of people in elected and appointed positions. What does it mean? It means you have too many opportunities for people to use and abuse their power and authority, and too many people out there who want to grease the wheels and move the projects along, and not enough government officials in the FBI or the Attorney General's office to watch them. You put that together, it's a prescription for corruption. That's New Jersey.
Obviously, a lot of people here with a lot of difficult decisions to make, and obviously difficult roads ahead of them. But is this a political problem, not just for the governor, who obviously had to ask and get the resignation of one of his own cabinet members, but a lot of these guys, if not all, are Democrats here. Is this a Democrat problem in New Jersey?
You know, it seems like a Democrat problem, because 29 of the 30 that got nailed in this, like, again, innocent until proven otherwise, Rich. But I will say this. 29 of the 30 were Democrats because they went into Hudson County, New Jersey, which is the most Democratic county in the state. The thing is, if the Republicans were in control in those communities, I'm betting the same thing would happen. If you went into Ocean County, New Jersey, and only one legislator, Dan Van Pelt, the state assemblyman down in Ocean County, got nailed, but he got nailed for a municipal job that he has. If you went after corruption with officials in Ocean County or Monmouth County, and you did the same thing these guys did, I'm absolutely convinced the same thing would have happened. It's just that Hudson County, run by Dems, history of corruption, like shooting fish in a barrel, very predictable. It is a New Jersey problem, not a Democratic problem. The problem is it hurts the Dems because they're in power, and Corzine on his watch, he takes the hit. Christie, the Elliot Ness of New Jersey politics, is going to max out on this. He doesn't have to say a word. 136 convictions, no losses. Corzine's got to prove that he's tough on the issue, and he's playing catch-up.
15 points, the latest poll numbers. How much trouble is Corzine with this on top of it?
Put it this way. Barack Obama, the president, came in for Corzine about a week before this thing went down. And I'm sure the Democrats and Corzine were hoping for a bump. No bump, Richard. Nothing happened. That was scary. What that meant was the economy, taxes, the fact that the rebate program, the tax rebate program, that's a check that you get back from the state, has been very controversial. The governor can't send enough checks out because there isn't enough money. You know, he had a toll hike plan that went bad. He's got a problem with his old friend Carla Katz, who, you know, the controversy, et cetera, et cetera. This was all before this scandal hit. He was down 10, 12 points. I actually thought he'd be down closer to 20 points right now. 3 months is a lifetime in politics, but Corzine has to look into the camera and turn this thing around and stop running ads trying to trash Chris Christie and say he's not honest and ethical, because it's not going to play. And Christie's running some pretty crappy ads, too.
It is a mess here, but Steve, I appreciate a few minutes. Obviously, we have not heard the last of this. Steve Adubato, thanks so much.
Looking forward to talking in the future, Richard. Take care.
You got it. And still to come, everybody, on Real Politics Live, political headlines. Stay with us. We'll be right back.